Welcome to English Stories Academy.
Chapter 1. The New Beginning. My name is Ariel. I am 24 years old. I live in London. I share a small house with my sister Lucia. We both study Spanish at the university. Our lives are full of hope and dreams. Our parents are very kind. My father is Roberto. He works as an electrician for a large company. My mother is Isabel. She writes books. She also runs a small business. They always support our dreams. They speak to us in Spanish. Their words help us learn. I have always loved the sound of the language. Lucia loves it too. We both want to travel to Spain. Today is the day we leave. Our plan is to study in Barcelona. We will be exchange students for a term. I pack my things slowly. Lucia gets ready in her own room. I hear a knock on my door. It is my sister. She calls out, "Ariel, come here." I am ready. I smile and join her. The house is busy and full of life. Our father enters my room. He looks at me in surprise. "Ariel, you are not dressed yet," he says. I reply, "I just woke up." I took a quick shower. "I will be ready in a minute." He shakes his head gently. I see him worry as he glances at the clock. There is little time to spare. He reminds me that we must leave soon. Lucia is busy with her own things in the next room. Soon our father steps into her room. He speaks softly. "Lucia, your brother is getting ready. Here is some money for both of you." He hands her a small envelope. Lucia opens it, and her eyes widen. "There is so much money here," she exclaims. "Your mother and I saved this for your trip," he explains. I hear her say, "Thank you, Dad." I feel proud and grateful. My parents have always helped us. They wish us a safe journey. We do not have time to chat further. My father calls out, "We must go now. I need to leave for work. I will drive you to the airport in Isabel's car." My mother's voice rings out from the hall. "Be careful and enjoy Spain," she tells us. We hug our parents. I feel my heart beat fast. I feel both nervous and excited. Today is a very important day for me and Lucia. We are finally on our way to learn and live in a new land. Chapter 2. Departure and Arrival in Barcelona. I sit in the car with Lucia. The streets of London pass by quickly. I look out the window and watch the city fade away. My mind fills with dreams of Spain. Lucia sits quietly. I can see a hint of worry on her face. She whispers, "I feel nervous about this journey." I smile and say, "Don't worry, Lucia. Everything will be fine. We have practiced Spanish for many years. We will learn more soon." My father drives steadily. The radio plays soft tunes. Soon we reach the airport. The building is huge and busy. People hurry to check in and pass through security. My heart beats faster as I see families and friends parting with warm hugs. I stand near the check-in counter. I feel a mixture of excitement and fear. I see Lucia again. She stands a little behind me. We share a look that says we are in this together. At the check-in desk, a friendly clerk greets us. "Welcome to your journey," she says. I smile. I hand over our travel documents. Lucia and I take our boarding passes. My father waves goodbye from the car park. My mother's smile lingers as we pass by. I hear her say, "We love you both." I feel my heart warm. We join the long line at security. The line moves slowly. I keep my eyes on Lucia. I see her taking deep breaths. I whisper, "It will be okay." Our words are soft and reassuring. Soon we board the plane. The cabin is full of passengers from many lands. Some travel for work, others travel for fun. I find my seat by the window. I watch the runway as the plane begins its slow roll. I close my eyes and imagine the Spanish sun. Lucia sits a few rows behind me. I hope she is feeling better now. The plane takes off smoothly. I feel the engine hum beneath me. High above the clouds, I think of our future in Barcelona. I recall our long hours of study and the dreams of new adventures. My heart is full of hope. I close my eyes again. I know that soon we will be in a city that speaks our language and feels like home. The journey is long, but filled with promise. Chapter 3. A warm welcome in a new land. Our plane lands in Barcelona. The air is warm and smells of the sea. I stand in the arrivals hall and look around. There are many people with suitcases and smiling faces. I wait for Lucia. Suddenly, I see a man standing near the exit. He waves his hand. He has a kind smile. I walk to him. "Hello," I say. "I am Ariel." The man smiles and hugs me warmly. "I am Diego," he says. His voice is friendly and his handshake firm. I feel at ease with Diego. He looks at Lucia and says, "And you must be Lucia. It is a pleasure to meet you." Lucia blushes and nods. Diego explains, "I will be your friend here in Barcelona. I am here to help exchange students like you." I thank him. I feel happy that we have a friend in this new land. Diego calls for a taxi. We climb in and settle into the back seat. The taxi ride is short. The streets are busy. The car moves past small cafes and busy shops. I look out the window. The city is bright and full of life. Diego points to a tall building. "This is where I live," he says. "We will stay here for the term." My mind buzzes with excitement. Lucia holds my hand tightly. I sense that she is both excited and a little scared. Diego reassures her by saying, "Do not worry. Barcelona is a kind city. You will soon feel at home." The taxi stops near a small flat in the city center. It is June, and the sun shines hard. A soft wind cools the air. We step out and pay the taxi driver a fair fare. I feel the cobbled street beneath my shoes. We walk a short distance to Diego's flat. The building is old, but full of charm. I can see bright murals on the walls and hear the murmur of city life. Inside the flat, I feel warmth. There is a small kitchen and a living room that smells of home. Diego shows us our room. It is cozy and bright. Lucia and I set down our bags. We agree to rest and then go out to eat. Diego says, "I must go to my class. I teach at a local school. I will call you later." He smiles and waves goodbye. I watch him leave. I feel proud and hopeful. Lucia and I look at each other. We plan to explore the city together. Soon, hunger calls us. We decide to find a good restaurant. Diego had told us about two places. One restaurant is called La Paella Loca. It is known for its paella. The other restaurant is a fish eatery. Lucia and I agree to try both. We want to compare the food and find our favorite. I feel my stomach growl. We leave the flat and walk to the nearest bus stop. The streets are busy. I see people chatting in Spanish. I hear music from a nearby cafe. I feel happy to be here. Lucia asks, "Which bus goes to the paella restaurant?" I smile and say, "Let us ask someone." We see a man in a white shirt near the bus stop. I step forward. "Excuse me," I say. "Can you tell us which bus goes to La Paella Loca?" The man smiles kindly. "You need to take the number 35 bus," he replies. I thank him and look at Lucia. She frowns slightly. "I do not want to take a crowded bus," she says softly. I nod. "Then let us go to the fish restaurant first," I suggest. Lucia agrees. We walk a few steps and then decide. We can try both. I will take the bus for the paella restaurant and you can go to the fish restaurant. Lucia looks at me and hesitates. "Are you sure?" she asks. I say, "Yes." "Then we will compare the two. It will be fun." We wave goodbye at the bus stop. I get on the bus. I choose a seat near the window. I settle in and look out as the bus moves away. The ride is long. I feel tired from the journey. My eyes close, and I drift into a light sleep. I dream of sunny beaches and friendly faces. When I wake up, the bus is quiet. I look around. There is only the driver and me. I ask, "Excuse me, where are we?" The driver turns and answers, "We have arrived in Valencia." My heart stops. I did not mean to travel so far. I was on an express bus. I cannot believe it. I look at my watch. It is just after 5 in the evening. I stand up and hurry off the bus. I am now in Valencia. I feel alone and scared. I pull out my mobile phone. I try to turn it on, but the battery is dead. I cannot call Lucia. I feel a heavy weight on my chest. I need to contact her soon. I see a kind-looking woman on the street. I ask her, "Can you please show me where the nearest phone box is?" She points a hand. "There is one just down the street," she says softly. I thank her and walk quickly to the phone box. I insert coins and try to dial our home number. I hear the ring, and then my mother's voice answers. "Hello?" she asks. I say, "Mom, it is Ariel. I have a problem. I am in Valencia. My phone is dead, and I cannot call Lucia." My mother's voice is filled with worry. "Ariel, how did this happen?" she asks gently. I explain that I accidentally took the wrong bus. I tell her that I am safe but alone. My mother tells me, "Call Lucia as soon as you can. I will ask her to call you." I hang up. I feel the cold night air on my face. I am hungry and tired. I decide to find a restaurant. I search the street and find a small eatery with a warm light. I step inside. A waiter greets me with a kind smile. "Good evening," he says. I reply, "Good evening." "I would like to order paella." I point to the menu. The waiter frowns for a moment. He speaks in Spanish. "Lo siento, no te entiendo." I try again, speaking slowly in English. "I want paella, please." The waiter smiles and nods. I laugh at my clumsy language. A few customers look in my direction. I feel a little embarrassed. I try to ignore their stares. I wait for my meal. Soon a dish is set before me. I eat slowly and think about how strange the day has been. I finish my meal and pay the bill with cash. I step back out onto the street. I must find a hotel room for the night. I see a modest hotel up the street. I go inside and ask at the reception, "Do you have a room for tonight?" The receptionist nods and checks a book. I pay the fee in cash. I get a key and am led to a small room. I enter and close the door behind me. I feel the weight of the day on my shoulders. I change quickly and lie on the bed. I think of Lucia and wonder if she is safe in Barcelona. I feel lonely and lost in this strange city. I turn off the light and fall asleep. Chapter 4. A Long Day on the Road. I wake early in the hotel. The morning light is soft. I take a shower and feel a bit better. My stomach grumbles again. I order a small meal from the room service. I sit and eat quietly. I have little money left. I worry about how I will return to Barcelona. I must see Lucia soon. I check the time on the wall clock. It is 10 in the morning. I feel a sense of urgency. I leave the hotel room with determination. I step out into the busy street. I need to find a way back. I walk along the road and think of a plan. I see two men carrying large boxes. They load the boxes onto a big lorry. The lorry has a sign on its side. The picture on the side shows a dish of paella. I recall the name La Paella Loca. My mind sparks with an idea. I approach one of the workers. "Excuse me," I say in simple English. "Do you work for the restaurant La Paella Loca in Barcelona?" The worker shakes his head. "I am just a driver," he says. "We deliver rice every week to that restaurant." I smile. I ask, "Can I ride with you back to Barcelona?" The driver frowns and then considers my request. "I have little time, but if you sit here between the boxes, I will take you back," he says. I nod quickly. "Thank you so much," I say. I climb into the back of the lorry. I settle myself between the large boxes of rice. It is dark and cold in here. I can only hear the engines rumble. I close my eyes and try to rest. The ride is bumpy. I listen to the sound of the road outside. I think of Lucia and our plans. I hope to see her soon. The lorry moves steadily along the motorway. I feel a strange mix of fear and relief. I am hidden among the boxes, and the journey seems like an adventure. I remembered the busy bus ride earlier. I feel lucky to have found this ride. As time passes, I hear a slight movement. I open my eyes slowly. I notice someone else in the darkness. There is a faint rustle near the other boxes. I call out softly, "Hello? Who is there?" I wait for an answer. After a long pause, I hear a quiet voice. "Please do not be afraid," it says. I stand up and move closer. I see an old man, partly hidden behind a stack of rice boxes. His eyes are kind and gentle. He speaks in careful English. "I did not want to disturb you. I was hiding here." I ask, "Why are you hiding?" The old man sighs. "I am not hiding from you. I chose a quiet place to rest. I have been traveling for a long time." I nod slowly. I feel his sadness. He sits down a little further away. I ask him, "Where are you headed?" The old man replies softly, "I am also going to Barcelona." The lorry driver has not returned yet. I sense that we are both strangers on the same journey. The silence in the back of the lorry is heavy. I try to make conversation. "My name is Ariel," I say. He looks at me and smiles. "I am Miguel," he replies. His voice is soft but firm. I sense that he carries many memories in his words. We speak in short sentences. Miguel tells me that he once had a family. He says, I had a daughter and a son. I lost contact with them many years ago. I listen carefully. He speaks of a mistake and of time lost. I have heard that my son now lives in Barcelona, he says quietly. I feel my heart beat faster. Your son is in Barcelona? I ask. He nods slowly. Yes. I have not seen him for decades. I long to meet him. I wish to know him now. I do not say more. I feel the weight of his words. Suddenly, the lorry slows down. I hear the driver start the engine again. I see the outside lights through a small window. We are nearing a city. I do not know if it is Barcelona yet. I feel a mix of hope and fear. I ask Miguel, "Are you sure you want to go on this journey?" He replies, "I have to." My heart tells me that I must see my son. I nod, feeling both sorrow and joy in his voice. The lorry driver stops the vehicle completely. I hear him get out. I see him move toward the back door. My heart beats faster. I wonder what will happen next. Miguel whispers, "I must hide for a moment." I watch as he ducks behind some boxes. I stand still and listen. There is a brief commotion. Then the driver returns to his seat. I feel the tension in the air. I keep quiet and wait. After a few minutes, Miguel emerges slowly. He gives me a small smile. "I am lucky you did not alert him," he says quietly. I nod in understanding. We do not speak much after that. The ride continues in silence. I think of Lucia and worry about her. I hope she is safe in Barcelona. I also feel sorry for Miguel. His eyes show a deep longing. I decide not to ask more about his past. I only hope that our paths lead us both to what we need. The lorry moves on. I listen to the hum of the road and let my thoughts wander. Chapter 5. The Reunion in Barcelona. At last, the lorry reaches Barcelona. The engine stops with a soft thud. I stand up and stretch my legs. I feel the cool night air on my face. I step out of the lorry with Miguel. The street is dimly lit. I see a familiar building in the distance. It is the same street where Diego told me his friend lives. I realize that I must be near the paella restaurant La Paella Loca. Miguel glances in the direction of the building. "This is the place," he murmurs. I smile. I think of all the strange events of the past day. We walk together toward the building. The street is quiet now. The late hour makes the city feel mysterious. I feel my heart beat faster as I think of reuniting with Lucia. Miguel walks slowly by my side. He looks at the building and says, "I have the address of my son. I will go to his flat." I hesitate for a moment. I wonder if I should speak up. I know my friend Diego lives in Barcelona. A secret idea stirs in my mind. I have known Diego for years. I have always thought of him as a friend, but I decide to remain silent. I want the meeting to be a surprise. We take a local bus. I remember the number 35. I board the bus and sit near the window. The city lights flash past. I watch old buildings and modern shops. I feel a gentle excitement in the night. The bus stops near a tall building. Miguel stands up and says, "This is it." I follow him as we step off. Outside, the air is filled with the distant sound of voices and soft music. We walk slowly to the flat. The building is old and has a simple door. Miguel rings the doorbell. There is a long pause. I feel my breath catch. The door does not open immediately. I wait with Miguel by my side. I take out my phone and find a charger. I plug it in. I need to be able to call Lucia soon. After a short while, the door opens. A young man stands there. His eyes are kind. I hear him say, "Hello, I am Diego." I am taken aback. I did not expect to see Diego here. He smiles and invites us in. "Welcome," he says softly. Miguel steps forward. He clears his throat and speaks. "Diego, I have something very important to tell you." Diego looks at him in surprise. I stand back, wondering what will happen. Miguel takes a deep breath. "My name is Miguel," he says, his voice trembling a little. "I am your father." Diego's eyes widen. For a long moment, no one speaks. Diego's face fills with shock. I see his lips part as if to say something, but no words come out. Miguel continues in a soft tone. "I have traveled many years. I was lost. I never knew how to find you, but now I have. I have come to see you at last." Diego steps back. I can see the hurt and confusion in his eyes. He says, "My father? It cannot be." His voice shakes with emotion. I feel the silence stretch between us. Miguel nods and says, "I know it is hard to believe. I lost my way in life. I made many mistakes. But I have never stopped loving you." Diego's eyes fill with tears. I watch as he slowly moves toward Miguel. They embrace awkwardly at first. I feel a sense of relief and wonder. In that moment, all the strange events of my journey seem to fade away. The room feels warm and full of meaning. Diego wipes his eyes and smiles faintly. He says, "I have waited for this day. I never thought it would come." Miguel nods softly. "I am sorry for the lost time. I only want to make up for it now." I stand quietly in the corner. I feel both happy and sad. I am happy that Diego has found his father. I am sad for the years lost between them. Diego then turns to me and Lucia. "I have a surprise," he says with a gentle laugh. "We are all together now. Let us celebrate this new beginning." Lucia, who has been standing behind me, speaks softly. "I was so worried. I did not know where you were, Ariel." I reply, "I am safe now. I took a strange ride, but I made it back." Lucia hugs me tightly. I smile and feel the warmth of family. Diego adds, "Today is a day of joy. We have been through many troubles, but now we can start anew." The flat fills with laughter. I look at Miguel and see a mix of relief and hope in his eyes. I know that this meeting is a turning point for all of us. The night grows deeper. I check my phone. It has enough charge now. I call Lucia to let her know that I am fine. Her voice is soft and loving. I promise to tell her all the details later. The reunion feels magical. We decide to share a meal together. Lucia, Diego, Miguel, and I sit at a small table in the flat. We talk in short, clear sentences. We speak of old memories and new dreams. I listen as Diego and his father share stories of the past. I feel the simple truth in every word. The night is long, and our words fill the silence with hope. In that moment, I believe that even the most strange journeys lead to happy endings. Chapter 6: A Celebration of New Bonds. The next morning is bright and full of promise. I wake up early in Diego's flat. The room is warm and smells of fresh coffee. I step into the small kitchen where Lucia is already awake. She pours 2 cups of coffee. "Good morning, Ariel," she says softly. I smile and take a sip. I remember the long day in Valencia and the strange lorry ride. I feel grateful that I am back with my sister. Outside, the sun rises over Barcelona. The city is waking up. I see birds flying and people starting their day. I join Diego and his father Miguel for breakfast. We sit at a large wooden table. The conversation is quiet and full of meaning. Diego tells us, "Yesterday was a surprise I will never forget. Meeting my father feels like a dream. I feel both happy and confused." Miguel nods. "I have spent many lonely years. Now I have a chance to be part of your life. I will do all I can to make up for the past." I listen as Lucia asks, "How did you manage to find him?" Miguel sighs and says, "I traveled many roads. I took chances that led me here. My heart guided me." The words are simple but filled with truth. I look at Diego and feel happy that he has found his father. I then tell them about my own journey. I say, "I made a mistake on the bus. I ended up in Valencia. I had no phone and felt lost. But a kind lorry driver let me ride with him. I even met a kind old man named Miguel." Diego laughs softly and says, "That is too strange for words. Life is full of surprises." I nod. Yes, it is. Today we all have a new beginning. After breakfast, we decide to go out and explore the city. We walk together through busy streets. The buildings are old, but full of character. The shops display bright flowers and souvenirs. I see children playing in the square. People speak in short, clear sentences. I feel the heartbeat of Barcelona. We decide to visit a small park near the flat. There, we sit on a bench and talk. Diego says, "I want to tell you all about my dreams. I have long wanted to see the world. I have spent my days studying and hoping." Lucia adds, "We are here now. We have a chance to live our dreams. It is a fresh start." I feel my heart swell with hope. Miguel listens quietly. "I have regrets," he says. "But I now have the chance to fix what was broken. I want to know my son. I want to know his hopes and dreams. I want to share mine." The words are simple, but they shine with truth. We sit in silence for a while. The warm sun touches our faces. I think of my own journey. I remember the long ride in the lorry and the strange events in Valencia. I feel that every step led me here. I feel that my journey was not in vain. Later that afternoon, we decide to have a meal together. Lucia suggests, "Let us have a pizza today." Diego and Miguel laugh. Diego says, "I was thinking of paella, but now I like the idea of a pizza." I join in the laughter. We agree that today calls for something new. We walk to a small pizzeria near the park. The smell of fresh dough and warm cheese welcomes us. We sit at a table outside. The sun is bright, and the air is filled with chatter. I feel the simple joy of sharing a meal with family and friends. As we eat, I talk in short sentences. I was lost in Valencia. I felt scared and alone. I met kind people. I learned that I must trust my heart. Lucia smiles. I was scared too, but I knew we would find our way, she says. Diego adds, "Today I have found my father. I have found a new chance at life." Miguel listens and nods slowly. I am grateful for this day, he says. The meal is light and full of meaning. We finish our pizza, and the conversation drifts to plans for the future. Diego says, I want to learn more about my past. I want to see where I come from. Miguel replies, I will help you. We can visit old places. I can tell you stories of when I was young. I feel that our bonds grow stronger with every word. The city of Barcelona seems to shine brighter under the clear sky. We decide to walk through narrow alleys and see the old architecture. The streets are lined with stone buildings and small cafes. I hear a musician playing a soft tune on the street corner. I listen with closed eyes. The sound is simple and pure. It reminds me that life is full of small wonders. Lucia takes my hand. I feel her warmth and know that we will always be together. I think of my journey from London to Barcelona. I think of the mistakes I made. I think of the kind people I met along the way. I know that every challenge has brought me here. The day slowly ends with a beautiful sunset. The sky turns orange and pink. I feel the cool breeze on my face. We return to Diego's flat. The reunion of yesterday is still fresh in our minds. Inside the flat, we share quiet moments. Miguel sits by the window and stares at the fading light. He whispers, "Today is a new day for all of us." Diego and I listen. Lucia hugs Miguel. "We are together now," she says. I feel a deep warmth in my heart. I know that our lives have changed forever. The simple words we share in that room are full of hope. I think of all the short sentences that have led to this moment. I remember, I am Ariel. I live in London. I dream of Spain. Today, I have lived that dream. I have learned that every road, no matter how wrong it seems, can lead to something wonderful. I sleep that night with a heart that is light and full of hope. Chapter 7. Reflections on the Journey. I wake in the soft light of a new morning. The events of the past days flow through my mind like a gentle stream. I sit by the window in Diego's flat. I watch the city wake up. The streets fill with people. I think of how I left London with dreams in my eyes. I remember my father's kind words and my mother's warm hug. I recall the nervous excitement as we walked into the airport. I think of the long plane ride above the clouds. I remember stepping out into the bright heat of Barcelona. I recall the busy taxi ride and the welcoming smile of Diego. I remember our walk to the flat and the simple charm of the building. I also recall the strange turn of fate that took me to Valencia. I remember the fear of being lost in an unknown city. I recall the kindness of the woman who pointed me to a phone box. I remember ordering paella in a small restaurant and laughing when my language faltered. I remember feeling alone at night in a modest hotel. I recall the worry that gripped me as I thought of Lucia. And then I remember the sudden hope when I saw the lorry. I recall asking the driver if I could join him. I remember sitting among the boxes of rice and listening to the hum of the engine. I recall the quiet conversation with Miguel in the dark space. I remember his soft voice telling me of his lost son. I recall the chill in the air as the lorry sped along the motorway. I remember the fear and the thrill of that ride. And then I remember the relief when we finally reached Barcelona. I recall the tension as Miguel and I approached the old building. I remember the ringing of the doorbell and the silence that followed. And then I remember the shock on Diego's face when Miguel revealed his identity. I remember the long pause and the soft words of apology and love. I think of how Diego's eyes filled with tears. I remember the awkward but heartfelt embrace between father and son. I recall the quiet, simple words that broke the silence. I have waited for this day. I remember Lucia's soft voice saying, "We are together now." And now I sit here, thinking of all that has happened. Every short sentence of my life has led to this moment. I feel that the journey was full of meaning. I feel that every twist and turn was a step toward a new beginning. I know that life is full of surprises. I know that sometimes even a mistake on a bus can lead to something wonderful. I think of my sister and smile. I think of Diego and his father, Miguel. I think of the strangers who became friends along the way. I know that our paths are now intertwined. I feel a deep gratitude for the simple words that guide us. I am here. I am loved. I have hope. The light of the morning fills the room. I take a deep breath and decide to write down my thoughts. I write short sentences in a small notebook. I write, I am Ariel. I am not alone. I have found my way. I have learned that every journey matters. I read back the words and feel a surge of strength. I know that I will never forget this adventure. I will remember the long rides, the kind voices, the unexpected detours, and the warm reunions. I will remember every moment that has made me stronger. The day is new, and the city is full of life. I step outside with Lucia and Diego. We walk slowly, enjoying the simple pleasures of the morning. We talk about our plans for the day. Diego says, I want to visit an old market. I want to see where the locals shop. Lucia smiles and replies, I want to find a quiet cafe to read a book. I say, I want to walk along the beach and feel the sea breeze. Our words are short and honest. We agree to meet later for lunch. I feel the sun on my face and the promise of a bright future in every step. I know that my journey has just begun. Chapter 8. The City of Dreams. Barcelona is a city of magic. Every street has a story. Every building has a secret. I walk with Lucia through the winding alleys. The cobblestones feel cool under my shoes. I hear laughter and soft conversations. I see vibrant murals on old walls. I smell fresh bread from a nearby bakery. I remember the simple words of my parents. Dream and be kind. I see small shops selling handmade goods. I see bright flowers in little windows. I feel the energy of a city that has welcomed us warmly. Lucia talks softly. Every corner here is full of life. I feel like we belong. I nod in agreement. I add, I have learned that even mistakes can lead us here. I have learned to trust the road. Our voices are soft and clear. We pass by a busy square. There is a small fountain in the center. Children play around it. Elderly people sit on benches and chat quietly. I feel a sense of calm in this busy place. I think of all the steps that brought me from London to here. I think of the nervous moments and the long rides. I think of the simple words that guided me. I think of the kindness of strangers and the warmth of family. I know that this city is a new beginning. I know that every day here will be full of learning and wonder. I see a street musician playing a soft tune on his guitar. His music is simple and true. I listen and smile. Lucia buys him a small flower from a nearby stall. We continue our walk. I feel the pulse of the city in every breath. I see a group of students chatting in a small courtyard. I join my sister and listen to their laughter. Their voices are light and carefree. I remember my own days at university. I remember the dreams I had when I first learned Spanish. I remember the books my mother wrote. I remember the quiet lessons my father gave me about hard work. I feel proud of my journey. I see the sea in the distance. Its blue waves beckon. I know that soon I will walk along the beach. I imagine the soft sand under my feet and the gentle wind in my hair. I feel that life is full of new chapters. I whisper to myself, this is only the beginning. I know that every word, every simple sentence has built the path that led me here. The city of Barcelona glows in the morning light. I am filled with hope and wonder. I know that every journey is made of small steps. I feel that I have taken many of them. I walk on, with Lucia by my side and dreams in my heart. Chapter 9. New Friends and Quiet Moments. After our morning walk, Lucia and I meet Diego for lunch. We gather at a small cafe that sits on a quiet street. The table is simple, the chairs are old but comfortable. We sit together and share stories. Diego tells us about his studies. He speaks of his hopes to learn more about his roots. Miguel, his father, is visiting him from time to time. Their reunion was full of raw emotion and honest words. I ask Diego about his plans. I want to explore the old parts of the city, he says softly. Lucia adds, I want to visit museums and small art galleries. I smile and say, I want to spend time by the sea. I want to let the waves tell me their stories. We speak in short sentences. Our words are clear and warm. Outside the window, the streets of Barcelona continue to bustle. People move about their day with simple determination. I see a group of artists painting on the sidewalk. I see a street vendor selling fruit. I feel that the city is alive with every small moment. After lunch, we part ways for a few hours. Lucia goes to a bookshop. Diego visits a local market. I wander along the beach. I sit on the warm sand and watch the gentle waves. I think of my journey. I remember the long ride in the lorry and the kind old man, Miguel. I recall the fear in Valencia and the relief of returning to Barcelona. I write in my notebook, every day is a gift. Every word matters. I feel that my life is like a book written in short, clear sentences. I watch the sun slowly climb higher. I see families playing near the water. I listen to the call of seagulls. I feel a deep peace. I know that every mistake and every joy has led me to this moment. I think of Lucia and Diego. I know that our friendship is strong. I know that we share a bond of hope and simple truth. I take a deep breath and feel gratitude. The sea, the city, and my heart all speak in the language of hope. Chapter 10. Embracing the Unexpected. The day turns to evening. I meet Lucia and Diego once more at Diego's flat. We share a quiet meal. Our conversation is filled with soft words. Diego tells us, today was a day of discovery. I found old memories in the market and learned more about my father. Lucia nods. I saw art in the quiet corners of the city. I felt that every brushstroke told a story. I say, I walked along the beach and listened to the waves. I learned that life is full of surprises. Our voices are calm and sincere. We remember that every twist in our journey has made us who we are today. Later, we sit together in the small living room. Miguel joins us. He speaks slowly. I have traveled a long road. I have felt pain and regret, but today I feel hope. I feel that my son and I have a chance to rebuild what was lost. Diego listens with tears in his eyes. He speaks softly. I never thought this day would come. I was scared of my past, but now I feel that I can embrace it. The words hang in the air. I feel that the room is filled with understanding. I look at each face. I see hope, love, and a promise of new beginnings. We share a simple dessert. The taste is sweet and reminds me that life can be kind even after hard times. In the quiet of the evening, I think of my own journey. I remember the strange ride, the unexpected detour, and the many kind souls I met along the way. I understand that every step, no matter how small, has a meaning. I write in my notebook again. I am Ariel. I have seen loss and joy. I have learned that every moment is a step toward home. My words are simple, yet they carry the truth of my heart. I know that in Barcelona, among family and friends, I have found a place where I belong. Chapter 11. The Road Ahead. As night falls, the city of Barcelona glows under the soft light of street lamps. I sit by a window in Diego's flat and watch the city breathe in the quiet hours. I think of tomorrow. I think of new classes and new adventures. I know that my sister and I have much to learn. I think of my parents back in London. I remember their loving faces and their words of support. I feel a gentle longing for home, but also a strong excitement for the future. My thoughts wander to the long day when I was lost in Valencia. I think of the lorry ride and the kind driver. I remember Miguel's soft voice. I think of how every mistake has a lesson. I smile softly and whisper, I am ready for tomorrow. I know that the road ahead will have challenges. I know that there will be moments of fear and doubt. But I also know that every challenge brings growth. I look at my phone and see a message from Lucia. She writes, I miss you. Come back soon. I want to hear your story. I feel a deep warmth in my heart. I reply with short words. I am safe. I will tell you all. I love you. In that moment, I understand that every simple sentence connects us. I understand that no matter how far we travel, love remains the same. I close my eyes and listen to the quiet hum of the city. I know that tomorrow is a new page. I am ready to write my story with simple words and honest truth. Chapter 12. A New Day in Barcelona. The sun rises again in Barcelona. Today is bright and full of promise. I join Lucia and Diego for breakfast on a small terrace. The air is cool and the city is stirring awake. We sit together and sip our coffee. Our conversation is light and easy. Diego says, Today I will visit a museum that holds pieces of my past. I want to see the place where my father grew up. Lucia smiles and says, I will look for a quiet park to read. I need moments of calm. I add, I want to wander along the harbor and feel the life of the sea. We speak in short, clear sentences. Every word is a promise of a new adventure. We leave the flat and step out into the busy streets. I feel the energy of the city. I see old buildings and modern shops side by side. I see young people laughing and old people smiling. I feel the pulse of Barcelona. I walk along a narrow street. I see a small shop with bright flowers. I stop and smell a rose. Its scent is pure and reminds me of hope. I think of my long journey from London to here. I think of the many faces I have seen and the kind voices I have heard. I know that every moment has made me stronger. I continue my walk along the harbor. The sea shimmers under the morning sun. I feel the breeze on my face. I hear the soft murmur of the waves. I feel as if nature is speaking to me in short, clear words. I think, I am here. I belong. Later, I meet Lucia and Diego at a busy square. We share a meal at a small outdoor cafe. The table is set with simple plates and fresh bread. Our voices blend with the sound of the city. Diego tells us about a small exhibition at a local gallery. Lucia mentions a book fair in a nearby park. I share my plan to visit an old lighthouse by the sea. We agree to meet again in the afternoon. Our day is full of simple promises and small adventures. As the hours pass, I feel my heart grow lighter. I know that life here is full of surprises. I have learned that every wrong turn can lead to a beautiful new path. I have learned that simple words carry deep truths. I feel that Barcelona is not just a place on a map. It is a feeling. It is hope. It is home. Chapter 13. The Evening of Reunion. That evening, as the sun sets in a blaze of soft colors, we all come together once more. Diego returns from his visit to the museum. Lucia comes from the book fair, her eyes bright with new ideas. I return from the lighthouse, feeling the salt air on my skin. In Diego's flat, we gather around a small table. The room is lit by soft lamps. We speak in gentle tones. Diego tells us, "Today I saw old photographs and letters. I learned a little more about my father's youth. It was hard, but I feel closer to him now." Miguel, Diego's father, sits quietly. He listens with a sorrowful smile. His eyes are wet with unshed tears. Lucia says, "I met an old writer today. He told me stories of love and loss. I feel that every word he spoke was a part of his soul." I add, "I saw the endless sea from the lighthouse. I felt that the waves spoke of journeys and new beginnings. Our words are short and full of feeling. In that quiet room, the past and the present come together. I look at Miguel and see a man who has finally found a way back to his son. I see Diego, who holds both hurt and hope in his eyes. I see Lucia, who always finds beauty in simple words. I feel grateful for this gathering. I know that every moment of our journey has led us to this quiet reunion. We decide to have a light meal. Lucia suggests, "Let us have a pizza tonight. I want something simple and warm." Diego and I laugh. Miguel smiles and says, "I will try something new tonight." We order a pizza from a small restaurant near the flat. The aroma of baked dough and fresh toppings fills the room. We eat slowly and talk about dreams for the future. Diego says, "I want to explore my family's history. I want to see the old neighborhood where I was born. Miguel replies, I will accompany you. I want to show you the places that made me who I am. I say, I want to learn more about the art and music of this city. I want to feel every note and color. Lucia smiles and adds, I want to write a book about my adventures here. Our voices are soft and clear. The night deepens. I feel that every short sentence we speak weaves us closer together. I realize that life is made of small words and gentle moments. I feel that today was a day of healing. I know that tomorrow our journey will continue with new stories and simple truths. As I lay down that night, I think of all the adventures that have brought us here. I feel at peace. I whisper, I am Ariel. I have traveled far. I have found hope and love. My eyes close, and I dream of new beginnings. Chapter 14. A Promise of Tomorrow. I wake once again in the soft light of early morning. I sit at a small table in the quiet kitchen of Diego's flat. Lucia and I share a cup of tea. The taste is gentle and warm. I feel the quiet strength of simple words echo in my mind. I think of all that has happened. I remember my early moments in London, the excitement at the airport, the long ride in the lorry, and the reunion that changed everything. I know that every step of my journey was meant to lead me to this moment. Lucia speaks softly. Ariel, I feel that we have both grown today. I see hope in every face. I nod and reply, Yes, Lucia. I have learned that even when we feel lost, there is always a way back. Every journey has a lesson. Our voices are small but steady. Outside, the city of Barcelona stirs to life. I see a street artist setting up his easel. I see a vendor arranging fresh fruit in his stall. I feel that every simple act is part of a larger story. I remember the kind faces that helped me when I was alone in Valencia. I remember the warmth of Miguel's words. I remember the shock, and then the embrace between Diego and his father. I know that every moment, every short sentence, has built our new life here. I take out my notebook once more. I write, Tomorrow is a promise. I will meet it with courage and a kind heart. My handwriting is neat and careful. Lucia reads over my shoulder and smiles. She says, Your words are full of light, Ariel. I reply, They come from the journey we have shared. We sit in silence, enjoying the simple joy of being together. I know that our lives will always be full of ups and downs. I know that there will be mistakes, but I also know that every moment is precious. I promise myself to always speak in simple words. I promise to never lose hope. I promise to remember that love is the most important truth of all. As the morning unfolds, we plan our day. Diego says, I will meet my father later. We have a few places to visit that hold our past. Miguel nods and says, I will show you the old district. You will see where I once lived. I add, I will take a walk by the beach and write down my thoughts. Lucia claps her hands softly and says, Then we shall meet again at dinner. Our plans are simple and clear. The day ahead is full of possibilities. I feel a quiet excitement in my heart. I know that every word I speak and every step I take adds to the beauty of our story. I stand up, take a deep breath, and smile. I am Ariel. I have faced many challenges. I have made mistakes. I have met kind people who have shown me the way. I have learned that every journey is a lesson. I am ready for tomorrow. Epilogue: The heart of the journey. My journey from London to Barcelona has been long and strange. I have experienced worry and hope. I have met kind souls in dark moments. I have seen the beauty of a city and the depth of family. I have learned that every short sentence can carry the weight of a dream. I think of my sister Lucia. I think of Diego and his long-lost father, Miguel. I think of all the people who have touched my heart. I remember the simple words that my parents taught me. Be kind, work hard, follow your heart. I know that these words have guided me through every twist and turn. I recall the moment I boarded the wrong bus. I recall the fear I felt when I was alone in Valencia. I recall the strange ride in the lorry and the soft conversation with Miguel. I remember the shock and then the tender embrace when Diego discovered his father. I know that every moment, no matter how small, has a story. I write in my notebook, life is made of simple truths. I see that every word is a step. I see that every step leads to new beginnings. I understand now that my journey is not just about travel. It is about love, hope, and the beauty of human connection. I am filled with gratitude for every person who helped me along the way. I am grateful for the chance to learn and grow. I am grateful for the moments of laughter and the lessons from tears. As I look out over the city of Barcelona one last time in this chapter of my life, I feel a deep sense of peace. I know that the future is bright. I know that my story will continue with more short sentences and simple truths. I know that every day is a new page. I close my notebook and smile. I am Ariel. I am not alone. I have found my way. I have learned that every journey matters. I step forward into tomorrow with hope in my heart and the knowledge that even the smallest words can build the strongest bridges between souls. And so my Spanish adventure continues. Every morning I wake with a promise. Every night I rest with gratitude. I have seen strange roads and met kind hearts. I have learned that every twist in life has its own beauty. I have found that love and hope are the guiding stars of our journeys. I know that my life in Barcelona will be full of more short, simple sentences that tell the story of my heart. I carry with me the lessons from London, Valencia, and every place in between. I know that the road ahead is filled with challenges. I know that there will be days of joy and days of sorrow. But I also know that every moment is a chance to learn and to love. My journey is not complete. It will continue with every step I take and every word I speak. I am Ariel. I live in a world of simple truths. I have found that life is best told in small, clear sentences. I have learned that every day is a gift. And with that gift, I will continue to walk, to learn, and to love.
Like, share, and subscribe to our channel.